Hello, all my relatives, and welcome to Seven Teachings Yoga. This is a space to practice yoga from an Indigenous worldview inspired by the Anishinaabe Seven Sacred Grandfather Teachings. Let's practice together. Hello, all my relatives, and welcome back to Seven Teachings Yoga. Today's practice is going to be a yin-inspired class where we're going to hold the postures for longer, focus on more of a meditative practice, and really ease and surrender into these asanas or postures and shapes today. Because we'll be moving slower, we'll be focusing on stillness as well as more of an introspective or meditative practice where we're going to look inward and really focus on listening to any of the signs that our body might be giving us. I have a couple of blocks here that I'm going to use as props, but if you have some pillows at home, it really helps to make these asanas more comfortable. And sometimes the blocks help to, bring the floor up or allow us to fully relax with a little bit more support. Lastly, a yin practice is a great way to slow down, especially with the changing seasons. To get started, we're going to find an easy pose, perhaps sitting on a block, sitting on a cushion, closing down the eyes if that feels comfortable. Perhaps placing one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly, feeling the body expand as you inhale through the nose. Exhale, side out the mouth. One more breath, just like that. In through the nose, feeling the belly expand. Ribs grow. Chest lifts. And exhale, side out with a sound. Great job. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm, perhaps leaving the hands on the body or resting them on the knees. Focusing on the temples, relaxing this area, relaxing your brow, relaxing the jaw, the tongue, down into the neck. The shoulders grow heavy. As you sit here in easy pose, notice a gentle pull of the crown towards Grandfather Sky. Slightly humble the chin. Finding a bit of stillness so we can listen to the guidance around us. I've been told before that prayer is talking to Creator, and when we slow down and practice mindfulness, when we listen, that's when we can hear those answers. A couple of breaths here in stillness. I encourage you to keep your eyes closed throughout the practice to further help with the introspection, the drawing inward. But if you'd like, you can gently blink open the eyes. We're going to roll forward onto the knees and the hands, finding a child's pose, knees wide, hips sink back. Hands reach forward. Let the body rest on the legs. Forehead meets the mat. Perhaps you have a pillow under the hips, the belly, or the forehead. Perhaps a block. But finding a comfortable position here. With your exhale, feel the hips relax. Sensations in the low back. With your next exhale, let your low back and glutes get heavy, relaxing a little bit more. Moving slowly as we transition to the next shape, we're going to walk the hands back into the body. Now, as we move through each position, we might feel some intense sensations or discomfort, but we never want to feel pain. So when we feel that pain, we're going to ease out of it. Coming into our next shape, we're going to stretch into the toes, tucking the toes onto the mat, perhaps taking your hands and splaying out the pinky toes. This shape is called toe screamer, so no surprise if there are intense sensations. We can always ease off of this shape by coming forward, perhaps leaning onto a block. But over time, increasing our capacity, our window of tolerance, our mobility, flexibility, so many things. And over time, sitting back onto the heels. Now in yin yoga, and in yoga in general, but especially in yin, we practice finding our edge. Now, our edge isn't a strict line, but a flexible boundary that some days we can come into our edge a bit, depending on where we're at that day. Other days we can ease more into that edge if we have more mental, physical, emotional, spiritual strength that day. The important part is to listen to our bodies, to slow down, to be still, to be quiet, so we can see and so we can hear the signs that our body is giving us. As we increase that edge over time, we can increase our capacity in real life. So the discomfort, increasing that window of tolerance on the mat directly relates to how it can help us in real life off the mat as well. All right, coming forward, moving slowly, letting the toes unravel, placing the tops of the feet on the mat. Gently sit back onto the feet. We might stop here. We might lean back so much that the knees might lift. Might be some cracks in the ankles. That's okay. Coming forward, just give the feet a little massage, a little tap against the mat. Wake them up. Whew. Great job, everyone. From here, we're going to find a seated forward fold, perhaps sitting on a pillow, blanket can help us sit upright. If you have a block, you might take your block and sit on that as well. But what I like to do is I like to have a block or a bolster or a pillow ready for my forehead to rest on. In our forward fold, we can bend our knees. Inhale, grow tall, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Now we're going to find our most comfortable position here. For me, that's taking a block on the tallest setting, placing it on my shins, resting my forehead on that block. And then just relaxing in this forward fold. Again, the knees can be bent. Let the head hang heavy. Let the body fold over the legs. And this is a perfect shape, a perfect asana to turn inward and practice introspection, self-reflection, self-learning, or svajaya. One saying that I've come across in yoga from the Bhagavad Gita is, yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self. We can think about little s self, just our individual being, or capital S self, everyone involved here in this universe. Everyone part of Creator's creation. Letting the body grow nice and heavy with every exhale. Great job. Slowly push the hands into the legs. From here, we're going to flip over onto our stomachs. Finding a sphinx, you might have a pillow or a bolster to put under your ribs to lay on. You might just prefer your body, but from here, elbows under shoulders, making number 11 with your forearms. Lengthen through the crown, slightly humble the chin. Pulling the elbows down and back will help to increase that sensation in the low back. Feel the belly expand and press against the mat. From here, gently lower down. Make a pillow for the face with the hands and turn your gaze in one direction. Getting a stretch in the back of the neck. Couple of breaths here. Take your gaze, face the opposite direction. From here, push the hands back, finding a tabletop position just briefly as we walk the hands back. We're going to bring the right knee towards the right wrist, the right foot towards the left side of the mat, finding a pigeon pose. Now, in this shape, we might take a block, place it under that right glute. We might keep our hands up, rest on a pillow, rest the forearms, perhaps take a block. My favorite, rest the forehead on any level. In these asanas, trying to find a shape where we can hold, where we can surrender and fully relax. Now, if this variation isn't relaxing in your body, I invite you to flip onto your back. We're going to keep that right knee bent, right ankle crosses over left knee. Find a supine pigeon. We can stay here. We can reach for back of the leg or for the shin. A couple different variations here to find a pigeon stretch. Again, in these yin postures, these restorative and relaxing postures for our nervous system, we want to relax our muscles. Feel them melting over the bones. Fully relaxed, fully soft. Let's switch sides. If you're in traditional pigeon, push back through tabletop. This time, left knee towards left wrist. The left foot goes over to the right side of the mat. If you're on your back, we're going to take right foot towards the mat. Left ankle crosses over right knee. Flex that left foot. Find your pigeon. Relax any tense muscles. Relax the hip, low back. Feel the body melt into the mat. Remember this stillness. This stillness can be achieved throughout the day in little bursts. And we can still find the benefits of stillness, of quiet, of solitude. Giving ourselves that sacred time and that space to just listen and to be with ourselves, to be with Creator, ancestors. Releasing that shape. If you're in traditional pigeon, we're going to all make our way onto our backs. In however way you'd like, meeting on the back, reaching for a pillow or a block. We're going to bring the feet in towards the glutes. You might be able to graze the fingers along the heels, or it might be close. Inhale, lift the hips off the mat. We're going to grab a pillow, grab a block. Exhale as we place the low back or the sacrum on that block or on the pillow. Let the body relax here in this inversion. Inversions are where our hips are above our head and heart. And there are many benefits of inversions, such as increased blood flow, lymph drainage, and it just feels very relaxing for the nervous system. Some mindful breaths here. Feel the mat, Mother Earth below you, holding you. Lift the hips up, release the block. Lower yourself down vertebrae by vertebrae. Feet wide, knees splay in. Perhaps taking the knees towards the chest, giving them a nice squeeze. What does your body need right now? What kind of movement is it asking of you? Maybe some gentle windshield wipers with your knees side to side. Couple more shapes here. We're going to bring the knees into the chest. Let your knees splay over to the right side of the mat, perhaps taking a block or a pillow underneath the knees, keeping both shoulder blades on the mat. Stretching arms out in opposite directions, gazing towards the sky or in the opposite direction that your knees are facing. In this twist, we want to fully relax our legs. That might require propping them up. We want to fully relax the hips, the low back. Any tension releases now. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, body relaxes. Enjoying this twist. Perhaps with the help of your hand or hands, knees travel back over the body. Let them splay over to the opposite side, grabbing a block, pillow, to allow them to fully rest. Gazing up towards the sky or looking in the opposite direction that knees are facing. These twists are really great for our organs, for giving a nice little massage. So you might feel some or hear some gurgling as we twist and receive the many benefits of yoga. Relax the legs a little bit more. Feel the body grow heavy over the mat. You might feel a gentle pulse or throbbing in this life, the Matsuan. A moment of gratitude to yourself for taking this time today. Gratitude for the ancient teachers of yoga and those who've carried on this practice. Gratitude to our ancestors and all those to come. And gratitude for all relations. And Dinaway Mahagana Dog. Bring the knees back over the body. Finding any last movements that might feel good before settling into our corpse pose or our resting shape. If you're ready to find your last shape, our Shavasana, extend the legs, take the fleshy parts out from underneath the sit bones. Make your back nice and wide. Great job. Settle into the stillness, palms facing up, eyes coming to close or half lid, if not already. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, let it go. Out the mouth. Great job. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, audible sigh out the mouth. Inhale in through the belly. Sip of air at the top. More if you have. Exhale, audible sigh out the mouth. One more time, just like that. Inhale in through the nose, expanding belly. Sipping at the top. One more sip if you have. Exhale out the mouth. Let your body relax. Let your body grow heavy. Let this practice serve as a reminder to find moments of slow, moments of stillness each and every day. Staying here for as long as you can, as long as time permits, enjoying this sacred stillness and quiet. Miigwech. I'll see you next week.